Jasmine,
the many
what
facets
it is
which have
being
been
said
pointed out.
is that Excise Department, under the direction of the Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia, decided to refund the earnest money deposit of 30 crore to the L1 bidder of license of airport zone, which failed to obtain NOC from the authorities at the airport, which is in violation of Rule 4811B of the Delhi Excise Rules 2010. Then it goes on to talk about the specific point of...
Let me respond on that, Maria.
Yes, waiver of 144.
It's an excellent point you brought up.
Yes, go ahead.
It's an excellent point you brought up, and my response will show you that how completely baseless each and every of these allegations are. You know, the earnest money deposit is collected to ensure that if you award and somebody accepts the tender, then they perform. Now, in this case, this particular bidder, but the process also is that if you are not able to accept the tender, then the EMD is given back to all the bidders. In this case, the particular entity did not finally take up the tender, and therefore the EMD by rule itself has to be reverted. And this is how all government tenders function.
But
Jasmine, it just shows that you have taken out, as the BJP government, you have taken out any random things that have, and by the way, the challenge is not on the excise policy. I saw the lawyer before this was saying there's a problem in the excise policy. This policy is the result of a lot of consultation. The then LG, appointed by the BJP,
but it is the Chief Secretary who red flagged it. The Chief Secretary red flagged it.
The current Chief Secretary has red flagged it. The Chief Secretary is not the word of God. At the end of the day, we have seen previous bureaucrats and LG. You can also say that the LG is the constitutional authority, but we have seen the politicization of all these matters in Delhi. And at the end of the day, it is the court who are
Onika, is the Congress standing with Aam Aadmi Party when they say it's vendetta and witch hunt?
Maria ji, this is exactly what is going to happen in the debates. If one is a self-proclaimed Imandar Mukhyamantri and the other one is a self-proclaimed Chaukidar. One calls Trump and, has a Gujarat model and builds a wall to hide away the poverty. And then sells away the LIC and the railways to the few of his favorite corporates. The other comes as Imandar, portrays Shilaji as the Beiman, and all the posters in the auto rickshaws, ye Beiman hai, and aapko Imandar sarkar chahiye. And this is what they are now coping up with the liquor policy. So it's very, very evident that they are two sides of the same coin. Okay. And this is why we are...
So Congress is not standing with the Aam Aadmi Party on this issue?
Why should we? Why should we?
Then the question would be asked, then why should you expect support from Aam Aadmi Party and the Trinamool Congress when Sonia Gandhi is questioned in the Enforcement Directorate case?
You can't club two things. One, let's go by the fact. In your opening remark itself, ma'am, you vividly, clearly put in the points as to what are the defaults or how they have not followed the procedures. Our submission here is, if the CBI has summoned them, let them be blatantly going and applying for it, going and replying the answers for it. Didn't the ED call Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi?
That is the argument. Okay, Jasmine Shah, if you have nothing to hide, then let the investigations continue, because it has been recommended by the LG, the complaint will be filed and the process will begin. If you have nothing to hide, then the questions will be asked and you'll come clean. Let the process begin.
No, absolutely, Maria. And we are going to completely be cooperating with the CBI, with the ED, with Delhi Police, with the anti-corruption branch, just like we've done in the past 150 cases over the last 7 years. The point is that there is a concerted attempt today to pull down Mr. Arvind Kejriwal and the Aam Aadmi Party, because they are the principal challenger to the BJP.
How do you come to know a month ago?
That is the real truth. Across the length and breadth of the country, if there is one party which has a governance model to showcase, if there is one leader that the people of the country trust, will change the situation of their schools, of their hospitals, will give free electricity, it is Arvind Kejriwal. And that is the reason. That is the real reason this entire vendetta politics is happening.
Then how do you know 2 months ahead, oh, Manish is going to go behind the bars? Who is the source of your information? Why are you scared? Why do you go to the press? And why do you say, main to bechara? Why do you become the victim? Go and face it. If you're that honest, go ahead and do it, isn't it? Why do you go behind the press and say...
What do you think we are going to do? We are obviously going to face it. But we are falling off the bluff of BJP. We are very clear. It is not just these two ministers. all
You
the
see,
ministers
I don't
of
think-
the AAP government in Delhi are going to be targeted, just like they have been over the last 5 years. We are ready to even go to jail. We know that we are on the side of truth.
but then
Finally,
that's-
justice will be done. You cannot scare the BJP. You can scare the Congress. You can buy the MLAs of Congress just like you're doing
Oh
across
really?
each and
Oh
every state of the
really? Oh
country.
really?
Aam
You
Aadmi
have
Party
zero.
cannot be
You
bought.
have zero
Aam Aadmi Party
experience.
cannot,
Zero experience
you
in
cannot
governance.
put fear in the minds
You
of Aam
have
Aadmi Party
zero experience
ministers
in
and
governance,
MLAs by
and that
putting
is
up such
why
cooked charges.
Delhi is in doldrums. Because of you, Delhi is in doldrums. You have zero experience in management. You have zero experience in political arena. You have just come on
Madam,
Anna's
how many
shoulders.
seats did the Congress
Anarchy,
win
and
last
that's
time in
it.
the Delhi
Oh,
elections? Can you
we
please
don't care that.
share with the viewers?
Please
Please share with the viewers how many
that's what.
seats
That's,
did the
that's
people
exactly
of
what.
Delhi give you in the
That's
assembly last time in
Hold
2020?
on. Don't think you're in a monopoly so you can go and do whatever you feel like. That exactly my point is. Just because you have the monopoly, you can't waive away with the procedures. You have to follow the rule of the law. You just can't decide one fine day on an urgent basis. Manish Sisodia signs on it and blow. Your committee has been decided and you pass a law. You can't do that. We have hit the street. We have put all the papers together to show that there has been anomaly in the procedures followed in the liquor policy. That is a bone of
Have you
contention.
seen
So
these
the
papers,
question
ma'am?
of
Have you
arbitrary
seen these
policy.
papers?
Yes, the
Have you seen these
arbitrary
papers?
policy.
The
Have you
what
seen
people
the
say
papers?
now,
The made is that
the
there is
No, no.
degree of
Have you seen these
arbitrariness.
papers?
the chief secretary has put
Have
it on
you seen
record.
these papers
So we
or
have to go
not?
by it. And the CBI
Have you
will
seen these papers?
the CBI will do the needful.
Okay.
Why are you scared?
Okay,
We will
They are-
Mr.
see.
Ashish
Let
Sood.
the world see.
Of course we are not scared.
That's
Ashish
it.
Sood.
That,
Ashish